Hey guys, so I am wanting to do a foundation routine, kind of like what my go-to foundation is right now. And as you can see, I kind of left my face. It looks a little bit oily, but this is kind of what it looks like when I wake up. So at nighttime, after I remove all my makeup and stuff, I'll use this. So this Cera moisturizing cream. I use this at nighttime and I just kind of lather it all, let it soak in like all night. This has been like my go-to for quite some time now. It just replenishes any kind of dryness in my skin, and I haven't had any problems with dryness or oiliness since I've been using this. So maybe my face is getting hydrated as best as it can at this point. After that, I use a toner, and I know this only says toner, but I put in this little squeeze bottle just because it's easier for me than to flip open the cap and all that other stuff. So I just put it on a cotton little round, and I just kind of take off as much as I possibly can from the night, whether it was like sweat, you know how it goes. There. And it's really toned, and I love the way that this feels because it feels so clean. That I will put on a moisturizer, which right now is this First Aide Beauty one. So I'll just take like a few pumps of this. And also go down your neck as you're, you know, rubbing that in. Moisturizer is key, you guys. I didn't realize that till it was too late in the game. I probably could have done my skin a world of good if I would have just knew anything about moisturizing as I was growing up, having kids, all that. I probably would have done better to have known all that in the past, but better late than never, right? I mean, I don't think I'm doing too bad for being 43, but I think I probably could have done better. So just kind of pat that all in. At this point, you want to put something on your lips as well. It's Chapstick 8 Hour. And this works really good. It's pretty amazing. So you want to condition your lips, because as you're doing the rest of your makeup and stuff, this could be conditioning your lips, because you're going to be putting on, well, for me, like a liquid lipstick or something like that, which you need the extra moisture. I end up wiping some off too before I actually put on my lipstick. But yeah, at this point, after you've moisturized and stuff, you want to put something across your lips just so that it could start, you know, moisturizing and looking a little better. You don't want to put it on right before you do the lips. Prime. Right now, I'm using the Makeup Forever, and it's a smoothing primer. Little pea size or so, and this kind of smooths out like any imperfections. I have big pores right here, a little bit on my forehead right here in my chin area, which kind of smooth all that in. I just kind of rub that in. And just smooth it. I do my lips, around my lips, my chin, and just smooth that in. Kind of puts like a really nice protective base, and it makes like a smooth canvas for when you're actually about to apply your foundation. And this is the foundation that I love to use right now. This is my everyday one. And this is the one I use when I know I'm going to be doing pictures, or if I'm going to an event or anything like that. So these two right here, Makeup Forever HD Stick, or the Revlon Colorstay 24-hour is my daily. But today I'm going to use this one. And this is actually number 118 in the cover stick. The brush that I use when I'm doing my foundation is this one right here. For some reason it works the best with this one. I've tried my Sigma Kabuki, the F80 with this, but it doesn't actually do a good enough job. This one is like $6.99. It's the Up and Up brush, and that's what it looks like at Target. $6.99. This one works amazing with this Makeup Forever. I put a little bit of Fix Plus, kind of wet it a little bit, pounce that in, and that works the best with this stick. So when I use this stick, I just kind of do the bottom and the top, just like that. I really don't do anything right here because that's where I put my concealer. So, and I just kind of work that in. First I start with all the areas that I actually had put the foundation. And I get to rubbing that out. Get behind the ears, the neck. You want to make sure that your foundation covers those areas, because it tends to look two different colors. Most people are not the same color on their neck as they are on their face, or if they tan, definitely not. I don't tan. I got out of the tanning bed quite some time ago. All it was doing was aging me. Just kind of work that in. This product really spreads, so you don't need to cover your whole face with that stick. I just do the bottoms and the top. And there's that. That looks pretty good. I don't really do any setting at this point. I go straight into my concealer. First, before my concealer, which I usually do when I do my moisturizer, is I have like an under eye cream. I always put eye cream underneath my concealer. I want underneath my eyes to be the most hydrated it possibly can be, because otherwise that concealer starts to look a little bad. Condition, pat. You don't even need to really like pat it all in. Just make sure you get that area. And it also helps to like, you know, sink in the product. Not sink into the lines or anything, because this does a really good job. This MAC Prolongwear, it is my holy grail. This does a pretty good job of not settling into the fine lines. So I found with the moisture, the eye cream along with the MAC foundation, it looks really hydrated, really hydrating all day. So I just put one pump and wipe it under my eyes, like so. And then I use my beauty blender and I just pounce that in. And I usually do the V shape. I go on my eyelids because I also use it as an eyeshadow base. Along with using it as a concealer. I get redness around the nose, so I can get your chin and your forehead. I have been starting to use another eyeshadow primer besides this, but we'll get into that later. So that's how I do that. Get rid of all of the dark circles. And that's how I do that. And as you can see, basically took care of any darkness I had under my eye whatsoever. Even though I look like a marshmallow right now, once you contour or bronze, it just kind of brings everything back to life. This is just the base that I'm showing you. And I take my ring fingers and just warm them up and just pat the product in. Some people don't like to do this. I found, because I'm 43 years old, this helps the product to definitely melt into the skin. Something about the warmth of your fingers. Just patting that in. You don't want to wipe or anything like that. Just pat. And then I pat it in here where my pores are, because I don't want them to be emphasized. So that seems to work. There, just like that. You might want to just pat it in right here as well, just for the lines. Your forehead has lines. I don't care who you are, you got some lines and you know it. So there's that. And then you want to take like a powder. Right now I'm using this original mineral veil. It's like a finishing powder, but this really, like, this is a collector's edition too that came out this year, so sorry if I'm blinding you. I'm trying to get like a good bead on it, but there's that. And this is the one I've been using. I find that it kind of like blurs the lines. Any lines that you actually have, it kind of like just blurs the area. So I only put this in my T-zone, right here in the corner, down where my pores are. I never go underneath my eye right there with powder. I found that if I do that, it really emphasizes any kind of lines or crow's feet or whatever. It really emphasizes it. But I will tuck right down here because that's where the most darkness is, and this kind of just brightens it up. So, and on the chin, right around the mouth. And that's what I do. That's it. And the next thing that I would do would definitely be bronzing, contouring, blush, and, you know, my eyebrows and stuff. But I'll just stop it there because I just wanted to get a foundation routine in of how I do my foundation and stuff. So that's actually how I do it. If I am wearing a foundation that, you know, has like a tacky base, or, you know, once you put it on, like most of the more luminous foundations and stuff have like that tackiness, I'll use like some kind of powder, like Rimmel Stay All Day powder, and so I'll buff that in with like a brush like this. So I'll just buff it in, just kind of buff all the way around and down the neck and stuff like that. But this one doesn't have like that tackiness, so I try not to put any extra product on if I don't actually have to. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. See you later.